All right, everyone. So, hello for today. Today, I wanted to speak about something that I found myself just saying so much to my patients this past week that I was like, you know what? I should put this on YouTube because maybe a lot of people could benefit from this information. So, it's a very brief explanation of how I differ in my approach to helping you with your health compared to convention or maybe other practitioners. And it's not meant to be a plug for me. I am not interested in doing that so much. It's more just like I just felt like this is good for people to know that this approach exists. And in case you were wondering maybe who I am, what I'm like, and how I'm thinking, this is going to help you get some more information. So the two things I realized is I differ from convention in that I am coming at your health from a holistic point of view. That's the first point. Holistic can come with different definitions depending on the person. There might be subtleties and changes in their definition, but for me, holistic means I'm seeing you as a whole being that's made up of lots of different parts, but I like to consider the whole being as well as the individual parts. And the analogy, it's kind of like when you're on an airplane and you can like see down at part of the country you're flying over and you see a really big chunk of land that normally you don't see. You can see what's happening on the east, on the west. You can see the mountains over here, maybe the water over here. You get like a really big picture view of the land. And that is the best place to come from when we're looking at health, is you want to be able to take a bird's eye view of what's happening in your body. Imagine we're zooming out, we're looking at the whole picture of you. I'd love to say soul included. That's a whole other topic of like spiritual medicine. But for this, we'll just say like a bird's eye view of your health. And we're saying, okay, so now that we see the bigger picture, what can we implement to help the person heal? And I think it's really critical to get this bird's eye view. And I know for myself, when I have practitioners that I work with, I really like for them to take a bird's eye view because I know that they're coming from the highest level place when they're making their decisions, right? Because that big picture influences our decisions, right? Like sometimes when patients tell me things, they'll say, oh yeah, well last week this happened, or I have a thing going on with my knee, but then they'll say, oh, but that's not related to hormones, so you don't really need to know that. And I always say, no, tell me all this stuff, because if something's affecting your knee, or if something's affecting your stress levels or whatever, that's for me part of the big picture that I like to keep in mind when I'm making decisions about dosing of hormones or supplements that I recommend. So I find all that information valuable. That's why I always like to hear about where my patients, how they're doing, what's going on for them. Not that it means I'm going to try and fix everything or give them a pill for everything, but it just helps me when I'm making decisions about what might be the next best steps for you. So that holistic approach is really important. The second thing that sets me apart, and this is something that a lot of practitioners are doing now these days, is we're offering integrative treatments, which means we're offering treatments that are not conventional. We're integrating different modalities of healing. So that might include like supplements, vitamins, special herbs. It might include a recommendation for acupuncture. Sometimes I recommend for my patients to address trauma or limiting beliefs through energy healing modalities. That falls under the umbrella of integrative. Obviously, bioidentical hormones are considered integrative. So we have a lot of different tools at our disposal when we practice integrative medicine. So I found this to be a very simple, easy way to understand how this approach is different and what you're kind of stepping into when you embark on this type of journey when you work with a doctor like myself. Anyways, I hope that was helpful for you, and I'll see you next time.